Yeah, reporting live from nature. You know, some people will call this outside. Some people will call this outside. I know y'all can see it's snowy outside. It's snowing, you probably can't really tell, but people call this outside, but isn't this still within the body? You know, we in nature. Isn't the melanin nature? Because isn't the sun nature and that's melanin? Isn't the grass nature and the trees nature and that's melanin? Chlorophyll. So, reporting live from nature. And we're going to use the English language. We outside. We outside, and it's crazy because a lot of people is having, like in my previous video, I said that a lot of people commit suicide in this life, and it's not the physical death where you croak, and then you transition to wherever you go, or you come back because you committed suicide. It's the suicide where you commit where you're still alive, where you're just a zombie, you're just a robot. The robot isn't alive, but it's operating off a life force. So a zombie isn't necessarily alive, but it appears to be, and it's operating off a life force. You know, you're living mummies because all you want to do is get that paper, and a lot of y'all motherfuckers is selling y'all souls. So a lot of people is having out-of-body experiences, and we ain't talking about when you make it to the astral realm or any other dimension, or being in this third dimension and witnessing yourself. Like, people having out-of-body experiences because they're not living in their body. They're living outside their body. They're living externally. That's what you call an out-of-body experience nowadays. Everybody's having out-of-body experiences. Because who the fuck is living in their body? When you meditate, who's actually doing body scans? Who's becoming aware of their body? So this video is a part 2 to the Keeping It Real Goes Wrong Facebook series. Little video thing. So it's a new day. I never went to sleep. Time don't exist. So they might say that today is the 14th. So yesterday was the 13th, and that's when I uploaded the first video. So let's spark the ganja real quick, and we're gonna dive in, because I never was able to actually tell y'all the stat. I probably should leave my hoodie on because it's cold. Now I'm gonna read this stat, and then I'm gonna pick up where I left off. So I said hashtag Black Power. How many of you brothers gonna scroll past it? How many of you brothers gonna scroll past this stat, this post? You represent your hood more than anything. Laugh out loud. Keep making music about with lyrics like fuck these niggas. It's just me and my niggas. Fuck these niggas. It's just me and my niggas. Like, how many niggas in the world is really singing that song? Let me take my time on this video. How many people in the club? How many people in their cars? How many people that's working in nursing homes, in the kitchen, cooking, or in a dishwasher room? Whatever that song is on, saying, these my niggas. I love all these niggas. You know, fuck these niggas, except my niggas. How you go to a concert saying, fuck all these niggas except my niggas, and None of y'all niggas went to the concert together. It's 1,000 niggas at this concert. 800 of y'all definitely ain't come together. All y'all motherfuckers ain't friends. All y'all motherfuckers ain't from the same city or neighborhood or the same groups. So, laugh out loud, keep making music with lyrics like fuck these niggas. Like niggas decided to be living in the projects. Speaking of projects, what's the hood? What's the ghetto? What's the projects? It's a motherfucking project, you foolish Negro. You foolish Negroes. You are a living experiment. You low-cut Negroes. You are literally being experimented on. Now, this is the thing about Facebook. This is the thing about Facebook. Facebook is multi-dimensional. I mean, Facebook is one-dimensional. You have to be an alchemist to make it multi-dimensional. Facebook is tunnel vision. You make 8 stat. Facebook is a platform. It's not the platform, but it's a platform. Nobody's about to be on Facebook, my brother, Jason, Cathcart, or anybody that be on my Facebook that comment or like or observe. Nobody's about to sit here, sisters or males. Nobody's about to sit here and write the most wordy, creative, perfect, balanced thing in the world. No, it's not about to happen. I'll touch up on that later. I am not about to write this lengthy, putting 40 minutes into making sure every word is on point, just so I don't strike a chord at somebody. You see, listen, people be taking Facebook is one-dimensional. You don't understand how multi-dimensional I am. White people strike chords with me every day. One perspective, I hate it. One perspective, I don't like it. And then one perspective, it's absolutely okay. It's absolutely beautiful because I chose to be in this life. I chose to have these experiences. I chose these thoughts that put me in these experiences. I chose this belief system to even think that I'm a victim to white people or white supremacy. And basically, I made the choice. But I want people to understand that when I say how many of you when I say black power, hashtag black power, I'm only saying that to wake up the minds of the people that still view themselves as black. It's the same thing with money, y'all. Money literally does not exist. But since enough people believe it does, and since enough people give their attention and energy and thought and time and belief system to it, therefore, it still exists. So therefore, since enough people believe in money and that it exists, therefore it's still a part of my conversation to whatever degree. So if I say money ain't shit and money don't exist, you always got a motherfucker that's coming out of nowhere talking about pay my bills and blah 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 with the Babylon mindset. But then you got somebody like me that's making a stat. People scared to go sleep in the park for a week. And I did it for a month. So when I say shit like black power, I'm not black. I'm not no motherfucking color or no race. I understand this stuff already. I understand and understand this stuff. But I have to say I'm black to the motherfuckers that believe they black. Because if I say, hey, I'm this multi-dimensional being and I'm not race, but you black people who believe this need to research the year race was invented, and then essentially research everything before that, which is essentially researching your history, which essentially is everything I'm talking about. But if I put it in that context, who really is gonna fucking do that shit? So black power, I'm a black leader. I'm your black leader. I am your spirit guide. I am a living ascended master. I am here to guide people and be a light worker and a lighthouse for people. Black power, even though that shit don't exist, but let's have fun because that's what we came here for. So this Facebook shit is one-dimensional, so I want people to understand that I make the choice to make the stats I make, and I have over 2,000 friends. So that means when I make a stat, that stat is not for everybody. There's been many stats I've made directly for a handful of people. Literally, the target literally a handful of people, and that could have been just people in my household. I made a stat to speak indirectly to motherfuckers because you can't speak directly to motherfuckers. You get the point that I'm making? So you can't go to a nigga who ain't got his mind open to any degree. You can't go to a shut down robot matrix ass clone ass nigga saying some shit like, yo, your thoughts create things, man. And the feng shui of this apartment is just, it's not right. Like, you need some dream catchers in here and you need to light some sage. Like, people gonna be like, what are you talking about? Really? Bro, you weird. So, one more time. We're gonna go through this stat one more time. I said black power. Hashtag. How many of you brothers gonna scroll past this post, this stat? You represent your hood more than anything. Laugh out loud. You keep making music with lyrics like fuck these niggas, like niggas decide to be living in the projects and shit. What's the hood? What's the ghetto? What's the project anyway? It's a motherfucking project. It's a fucking project, you foolish Negroes, and you're a living experiment, you low-cut Negroes, and you are literally being experimented on. I want people to understand. It's for every situation in life, there's always going to be better ways you could have did something. And this was what brings me to the point that I was making when I married my wife. When we got married, because we're not together no more. When I was married, we both made sure that we told each other frequently enough that no matter what happens, we would not have the mindset of you was the only one for me, regardless if you experience a depression or not. That shit was in the back of our mind, and we knew that. We knew that how? Because the law of attraction exists. We attracted each other. We manifested each other. If we manifest each other apart, if we ever come apart, we're gonna know that we manifested each other coming apart, and that we could either manifest each other again at any date, or we could manifest somebody better. So, yeah, let's look at the comment. Now, Jason Cathcart You said, you know you are being condescending. Your brothers in the hood and the projects, you are only further pushing them away. It's like you are looking down on them because they don't have the knowledge of self you have, which would be counterproductive to your cause. You can't speak black power if your words are attacking those you want to lift up. Just saying. And the crazy thing is, a lot of motherfuckers is probably not going to understand this, but yo, you're absolutely right. I agree with you. And from your perspective, you can apply that to this situation, which is my perspective. But from my perspective, you can't, or you shouldn't just look at this one stat, which is one perspective. You should look at my Facebook. If you're not going to look at the whole year, the whole month, at least look at the whole day and see the stats that I'm posting. I don't just post these kind of stats that you will feel the need to make this kind of comment on. That's absolutely true. So there's levels of communication and there's levels of mindsets and beingness where people are at in their life. So basically, this is my response, people. I said, I understand every word. That doesn't take away from what I'm doing. You can't go to an unwoke brother talking about thoughts create things, but you could mirror someone's stupidity in a way to make them aware of thyself in ways. I understand every word. That doesn't take away from anything that I'm doing. You can't go to an unwoke brother talking about thoughts create things, but you can mirror someone's stupidity in a way to make them aware of thyself in ways teaching them directly won't do because of ego. I am a master teacher. This stat is one out of infinite ways of how I can express myself. This stat isn't for the awoke people like yourself and I. So how I conduct myself through my stats will vary. People must overlook my stats when I give my brothers credit and nothing but absolute love. After that, I said the law of polarity and the law of correspondence. Good, bad, law of polarity, hot, cold, law of correspondence, as above, as so below. The 7 hermetic laws. So I said oneness and duality creates 3 perspectives. I target all areas of the brain, not just one. To me, that's some very fucking deep shit. I'm aware of what you're saying, brother. I'm aware. That's why when I make these Facebook posts, something that people got to understand, half these way more than half the people on my Facebook list is ratchet. What they would call ratchet. You also got to understand that I'm only even using these words because these is words that people use. I wouldn't even be saying these type of things if it wasn't what resonated with the crowd that I'm speaking to. You got to understand, misery love company. I'm clearly not miserable. But if misery is the lower self, it's just that it's still an aspect of my being, and it's all just perception, because at the core of anything, nothing is fucking miserable. But I'm aware of what you're saying, my brother. This is why I say Facebook is one-dimensional. I'm not about to put all that shit in one fucking stat, because if I make that shit to where it say continue reading more, ain't nobody about to click and read all of that. That would defeat the purpose of why I'm making the stat. Like I said, you can't go to an unwoke brother talking about thoughts create things. You can't go to no unwoke brother talking about thoughts create things. They're going to be like, yo. What killed me about, what not killed me, because we got to stop saying those words, but the thing that interests me is black people. They respect Einstein. They be quick to talk about Einstein and even use Einstein in rap bars and stuff like this and say about Einstein stuff and connect it with smart, cleverness, wittiness, and intelligence. What did Einstein talk about? He talked about energy. MC squared equals whatever. He was talking about energy and the power of imagination. So why would I go to a brother in my hood that's knowledgeable of Einstein and would never it was in grammar school enough to be in science class to hear that everything is energy? So that when I come to this brother and be like, yo, bro, everything is energy. Your thoughts create things. Ever just thought about when you give energy to something? Motherfuckers be like, yo, you weird, that shit stupid, get the fuck out my face. Stop talking to you and shit. Stop being, not necessarily friends with. Like when I make stats like, yo, if you got bad sleep, hit me up. I know products you could take. I'll talk to you about bad sleep and insomnia and hope you do that. If I make a stat talk about any fat people try to lose weight and get a better metabolism, hit me up. I can help you with that. Come on, dude. That's going straight to people's subconscious mind. They gonna be like, yo, that's me. That's me. Now it's on them if they hit me up, but that plays a part in their growth. I'm a master teacher. I know what I'm doing. I'm affecting people on multiple levels. I'm talking to every individual a different way. And then when I make stats where I say if people don't understand something I say on Facebook, ask me. Where does it happen? Come on, man. Ask me to clarify. But I said you could mirror someone's stupidity in a way to make them aware of thyself in ways teaching them directly won't do. That's so deep. This is the problem with people in the world, and that might be an issue with you, Jason. You might be always helping, trying to help. What does that do it for you? Is it draining you? Generally, people that's watching this, is it draining you? Help. You just drain. Well, let me give you a perspective. You can mirror someone's stupidity in a way to make them aware of thyself in ways teaching them directly won't do. So, if somebody asks you for help, or tell you they got like some skin problem, like whatever, eczema, for example, or they just need help, and you tell them about black seed oil, put the black seed oil, rub it on your eczema, and it clear it up. Or you don't even tell them about that. Like they just say, man, I'm having crazy skin issues and blah 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 blah. Misery just loves to talk and just feed off anything that it said. It that responds to it or reacts to it. So I got eczema. Be like, get some black seed oil. Look into black seed oil. If it's like a pause right after that, and don't nobody say nothing, stop talking about it. If they keep talking about it and they ask you again for something or whatever, it'd be like, I already told you, what you can do about it, but you don't really care to hear it. Like, mirror it. This is just off the top. This is just off whatever's coming to my mind, and also experiences I had. Like, my sister asked for my help one time, like desperately. And literally in the midst of me telling her what she needed to hear, that I was putting all my energy and thought into, she literally said, hold on, and put all her energy into the complete opposite. And put me on hold, and then wanted me to wait for like 6 minutes and then tell her the best advice she could have ever heard. So people will call you stupid if you don't help them, when to them it's so obvious and there's no reason why you shouldn't. That's the point I'm making. When you mirror people's stupidity, when you mirror and reflect where they are in their life, and they know that you're not even really that way, they have no choice but to really reflect in a way that they have no choice but to expand at a more accelerated rate. You feel me? This is some really fucking serious, deep shit. But you can mirror someone's stupidity in a way to make them aware of thyself in ways teaching them directly won't do. If somebody acts stupid, act stupid. Like, I know it makes sense. I shouldn't even have to say no more. When somebody not giving you, when somebody not putting in what you putting out, stop. Match them. And it's not even a game. You ain't even really got to match them. But get the point that I'm making. Like, stop giving more than you receiving the motherfuckers. But and that's because of ego. Like, you know, you can't teach somebody directly. Sometimes you got to teach them indirectly. And then I said, this stat is one but of many infinite ways of how I can express myself, which is true. This stat, and I think my stats out. When I put the laugh out loud on my stat, I was aware of that. When I put the Negro on my stat, I was aware of that. I said that to stir some shit up. Because what's happening on Facebook? Nothing but bullshit. I'm trying to stir some shit up. Let somebody get in their feelings. Let somebody get in their feelings and get angry and then actually look this shit up and be like, yo, what he said is actually kind of true. Let me keep talking about meat and just telling them all the parasites and all the yuck, 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 yuck. And people going to be like, man, they either going to delete me, unfriend me, block me, or look into this shit and start considering what I'm saying or start liking my shit and having a different opinion on my stats. So then I said, the stat isn't for the awoke people like yourself and I, my brother. It's for the people that sleep. You can't tell no person that sleep that they a god. You can't tell no person that sleep that they a minute, that they Neo. You can't even tell a person that sleep that they in the Matrix. You can't tell a person that sleep that they a genius and that they're a universe and that they matter. You can't tell a fucking person that's in the Matrix that shit that's in a lower self that's fucking low. You gotta tell them the shit that's fucking resonating with them. Yo, you know this shit ain't gonna last forever, right? How long you gonna do this shit, my nigga? It's other ways. This shit is dumb. You killing yourself. That's you. So how I conduct myself or my stats will vary, which is true. People must overlook my stats when I give my brothers credit and nothing but love. Law of polarity. I'm focused on the hot and I'm focused on the cold so I could bring it to a state of equilibrium. Balance. Harmony. I don't expect everybody to understand my mind and my thought process when I'm making stats, but there's so many layers to the mind and there's subconscious mind and the conscious mind. There's so many layers to things. There's so many areas of the mind. And the law of correspondence, as above, as below. I'm speaking to the high chakras. I'm speaking to the low chakras. Everything is a reflection. Because you're so in your mind. Your third eye is open. Your third eye is open. So you're so in your mind. But you're so in your mind. But you're in the lower part of it. You so in your root chakra. You so into lust. so just in the survival mindset. Or you could be in the lower chakra in a lust in the survival mindset, but you could be in the higher self, the higher version of that. Because these is all just words. Ain't nothing really lower than nothing. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. So then, this girl commented on here and said, to keep it a buck, after trying to explain and educate black people on certain things and then being met with ignorance and anger, it makes you become condescending. These specific people who are fighting against knowledge honestly deserve to be spoken to that way. It's 2018. There's no excuse for black people to still be taking part in behavioral conditioning willingly. Capital letters, or willingly. I fuck with, her name is Tavia Owens. I fucked with everything. And I know it was like a response to what she said. It makes you become condescending. So I'm not sure if she was agreeing with him saying I was condescending or not. But at the end of the day, on one level, it is condescending. You're going to hear me say that. But that's not the only thing. He commented and said, if your tactics of educating are based on excessive power and already are coming from a condescending tone, how is anyone going to listen to you? Communication on the level of uplifting or encouraging someone to be better needs to be done on a level where the other individual doesn't feel like you're preaching to them. I'm going to read that one more time. He said, if your tactics of educating are based on excessive power and already are coming from a condescending tone, how is anyone going to listen to you? Communication on the level of uplifting or encouraging someone to be better needs to be done on a level where the other individual doesn't feel like you're preaching to them. Before I commented, the shorty commented, Tavia Owens. She said, yes, but I said after doing all of that good stuff and still being met with ignorance, it makes you become condescending. So this was my comment. I said, you really said assessing power, though. He said, I'm assessing power. I said, Jason, perception is everything. I said, regardless if I came from if I came off condescending or not, I made it clear that this stat wasn't for you, being one that's woke. You talking about who gonna listen to me? I can only speak from my life experience, and that's true. But I be waking people up. I got over 2,000 friends on my Facebook list as stated. This stat ain't for all of them. As far as assessing power, I'm creating balance. People listen to me. Just because my stat may not get likes or comments all the time, don't really mean nothing, because you don't know who inboxes me and you don't know who I communicate with and connect with things pertaining to my stats. Because this shit been happening for a long time now. You saying communication needs to be done at a level where someone don't feel like they being preached to. Shit. If anybody feel that way, then so be it. I don't care how people feel. I remember how I felt when I needed to be woke up too. It's all fucking necessary. I remember that shit. And you need to hear this shit. I needed to hear this shit. Motherfuckers don't understand. I be off Facebook for a week, 2 weeks at a time, 3 weeks, a month. Like, I don't even really be on Facebook for real, for real. And if I am, it's only for educational purposes. That's the only reason why I'm on Facebook. And the network and music and shit like that, but so I said, I don't care how people feel. I remember how I felt when I needed to be woke up too. But as I stated in my first reply to your first comment, I'm not just focused on tranquility, but also its middle way and polar opposite. Hopefully you enter under and understand my point. Like Michael Jackson said, it start with the man in the what? I'm just a reflection to my reflections. Meaning going right back to the, sometimes you can't teach people directly like, yo, bro, you really need to read this book. Because how many times I done told motherfuckers to read a book and they don't never read a book? Come on. How many times I post a YouTube video, tell somebody to watch it and they don't watch it? Come on. People don't even listen to the music I listen to. Come on now. If I be straight direct with motherfuckers, they not gonna handle it. They not gonna do it. And then the shorty Tavia Owens said, laugh out loud at low cut Negroes. I'm done. And that's real shit. I'm not mad or hate motherfuckers with low cuts. I'm just trying to make you aware, bro. You got a low cut. You cutting your hair, dude. You cutting yourself off. These are your antennas, my brother. Why are you cutting your hair? I know why. Because you've been programmed and you're enslaved. You have a slave mind. And you trying to look like sexy, and they make you think that that's sexy, and girls think that's sexy, and black women want to wear their hair down and not go natural or do natural things to their hair because Barbies and think it's sexy. It's not sexy. It's not. Sometimes it actually is, but so, yo, at the end of the day, shout out to Dope Collective. And you know, I said, how many of you brothers, I said Black Power, how many of you brothers gonna scroll past this? Let's look at this drink. This joint only got 5 likes. 4 of them was from girls. 1 of them was from my brother Jordan Hardy. 4 of them was from goddesses. Tashani Wiggins, Alfreda Samuel, Tavia Owens, and Amina the Empress. Come on now. Just 1 brother? Was it the low cut Negroes part? But you gotta know, niggas probably really thinking about that shit. Fuck how they feel about me. It ain't about me. It's about the shit. I don't care how you feel about me. It ain't about me. I'm you. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I know who I am. The second you see me, that shit get dissipated. Cause motherfuckers really think motherfuckers really be angry on the book. You better ask anybody that know me. I am kumbaya, peaceful to the max. You just don't know. But you can't just always talk about the light and not embrace your dark, motherfuckers. That's what I'm learning. That's why I'm making these stats and that's why I'm out here. And, you know, at this point, I just want to go and look at some stats that I actually had throughout the day real quick. Here go one stat I made. I'm giant tired of this Babylon white lower self system. I'm not gonna be living in this city or this country too much longer. I'm really tired of this shit. When I said this, I did not even really mean what I said. That's something that you would never really understand until you get this shit on the video. I mean this shit, but I really don't mean this shit. I said that for everybody that really feel that way. I barely ever work these jobs. I get my manifest from doing other things. I manifest my abundance other ways by just attracting it and allowing it. But I work time to time. I said this for the people that's feeling the same way. People so at their ego that they can't like every stat that you make, even if they like it, because they think that that's gonna be too much. I don't. If I like it, I'm like. I'm liking it. I don't give a fuck how you feel about it in your inbox, and I won't be for this whole year. I like the picture. I like the fucking picture. Fuck is wrong with people? You know, I shared this. Ain't nobody like it. Who on my list has a black business and wants free advertisement? I shared this, which is my same belief. I don't believe in problems. I believe in opportunities. Let that sink in. And try switching out those words for a few. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this opportunity? When circumstances are most difficult, they're better labeled situations because the word problem may simply be a dead end word with no vision for the light at the end of the tunnel. Who like that? Nobody. I said day 4 of my 365 meditation challenge. Hashtag unwavering focus. Who like that? Nobody. I said I don't use the microwave no more. I don't. I said microwaves. Sounds dangerous. Who like that? Amita the Empress. But I said I'm tired of this Babylon white lower self system. White people are the lower self. Who like that? Jennifer Nolan, Tashini Wiggins. Then I said, this is another stat I made. I said, some people think being woke is just when your third eye is open. Nah, buddy. You gotta master your lower self. People want enlightenment. They want to come to the light, but don't want to be a fighter. Don't want to be a warrior and embrace their dark side. You have to find harmony with the lower self. Yin yang. You can't get through this life just singing and kumbaya on a motherfucking mountain. Now, this one brings me back to this. I love my brothers. And even though y'all product of the system, Babylon, you gotta make better choices. You sell drugs, they sell medicine. You pimp, they got celebrities. You got a neighborhood, they own land. You got gangs, they got the supremacy. You do dog fighting, they got zoos. They got slaves. Like, I'm not being condescending, but you gotta have like a fight. I'm fighting. I'm like I don't believe in this, so I just use this word. I use this word. I'm fighting the evil and people, trying to ban this shit and relinquish it out of people. You know, when I talk about this warrior, this fighter, anybody that practice martial arts or any other fighter style understands. Any warrior understands. Any fighter understands that they choose fighting as the last resort. But it's always an option. It exists. It's still a form of communication nonetheless. And there's so many different ways of fighting, just like there's so many wars that's going on out here. War on internet, war on plants, land, money, you. If you only do is go on with your social security cards and stuff like that, we can talk about that later. So many different ways you fight, but you gotta fight for what you stand for. To whatever degree, what is necessary. You ain't gotta fight every day, you know, like you know, and I ain't encouraging people to fight, but yo, you gotta, it's just a word for action. It's just another word for action. And this is something else I want to talk about. People talk about the third eye, but yeah, we just about to make a little part 3. Peace.